Is Gabriela Alvarez, and this is my most powerful experience. So, at the age of 12 to 13, I was living with my parents right now in an apartment complex in the Richmond Rosenberg area. And during that time, my dad just finished getting his master's in pastoral leadership and was trying to find a job in either youth group or pastor. He still wanted to be in the church, so he was looking for a role, but during that time it was a little harder to find a job for him, so he needed something that was quick, and he actually ended up getting a job at HEB. So since he was working at HEB, they actually made him do a lot more evening shifts. So during that time, it was my mom was picking us up and taking us to school, and then in the evening my dad would be gone, so he would, throughout the day he would just sleep, and then he'd have to go straight back to work. So my mom was doing a lot of the picking up the work for us, and I applaud that woman for all that hard work she had to do for 3 kids. And one of those days when he was coming back from one of his night shifts, he was walking through the apartment complex to get to the house, and he ended up smelling some sort of smell. And it wasn't like a odor smell or a skunk smell. It was like a burning fire smell. So he just started looking around, and he was like trying to figure out what that smell was, where it was coming from. And it was actually one of my friends' apartments, and at that time the apartment was burning down, and we were unsure, what was happening and all that stuff. And since my dad was alone, he was kind of just like knocking on everybody's door, like telling all of us, like, hey, like, get out, like, there's a fire, like, we need to go. And at this time I was asleep. I think it was probably around like 11 or 12, one of those times. It was super late in the night, and I woke up in the middle of, like, there were just these crowds of people, there was fire trucks, I saw the smoke coming up, and I was actually laying in someone's hand. Like, someone was carrying me out of my bedroom. I didn't know until I woke up and was outside, and the smell woke me up. And I will never forget the smell. It was a super intense smell. If you've ever smelled like huge fire, it's something you don't ever forget. And in that moment, I woke up and was in shock. I was worried. I didn't know. I was in the hands of some stranger, and I didn't know where my sister was, or any of my sisters. I didn't know where any of them were at. I didn't know where my dad was at, my mom was at. I was so confused. It was like a lucid dream in a way. It's like something you would dream of. You would never wake up in the situation. So I get up and like try to find them, and I'm talking to the lady like, have you seen them? Like, where is everybody? And I'm so flustered in this moment. And all I can just see is just like the flames and the smoke. It's something you just don't forget. So in that moment, I just get down on my knees and just start crying. And for a second, I honestly thought they were in there, and I was like the last one like alive. Like, I was traumatized. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to feel. I was scared, honestly. And I just remember praying to God, like, what is happening? Like, please just help me out in this moment. Like, I need your love. I need your comfort. I just want you. I want to feel your presence. And thankfully, my parents ended up coming and like hugging me, because I was on my knees praying and like rocking because I was so scared. And they ended up just getting on their knees and hugging me, and they were telling me like, it's okay, it's all right, like, nothing's happening. And unfortunately, actually, what's so sad during this tragedy is that since it was my friend's apartment, her dad actually didn't make it, which is so, to this day, is just so mind-boggling, and it's so sad. But in that moment, it just made me appreciate life more. It made me realize that you never know what is going to happen next. Like 1 minute, like I went to bed that day thinking, oh, I'm just gonna wake up, go to school, same routine. But I woke up that couple hours in the hands of somebody else, seeing fire in a burning building. It was the most powerful experience in my life. And I'm so thankful that the Lord was there. And I know I felt the Lord that night comforting all of us that was in that situation. There was a lot of hurt. There was so much going on that I thank the Lord for like comfort and the love that he showed me and all my neighbors. And even the love that we all had for each other as neighbors. It was something that was beautiful, honestly. And I thank the Lord that he put me through that and he got me through that. So, thank you.